Welcome to the FishFlix.com Christian Movie Podcast. Every week we review a Christian film, informing you about the plot, letting you know our thoughts, and finally discussing how family-friendly the movie is. I'm your host, Noah Metzger. Please join me this week as we take a look at Princess Cut.
Dad, do you think that there's just one perfect person out there that we're supposed to find and marry?
How much is that one?
It's a brilliant choice. Would you like to see it?
Maybe he's gonna pop the question. You have to tell me all the juicy details.
I thought we had a date.
Them? They're just college buds. They won't be in town long.
Why does this keep happening to me? First Bryce, then Stuart.
Well, it sounds like the Lord kept you from a big disaster.
I'm beginning to think he doesn't even want me to get married. What are you doing here?
Were you expecting someone else? I've stood behind that counter and watched people fall in love over coffee. Can happen anywhere, anytime.
I think you're amazing.
This young lady is looking for Clint.
Hello, stranger.
I'm really sorry. I didn't want Grace to get a surprise like this.
Just go away and leave me alone.
Who you marry is a decision you're going to have to make yourself. But I'm here to help you, to guide you, if you'll trust me.
Princess Cut is a brand new film releasing on DVD on November 3rd by Watchmen Pictures. If you're interested in this film after our review, you can pre-order it on our website at www.FishFlix.com. In Princess Cut, a lifelong Carolina farm girl by the name of Grace dreams of the day when Mr. Right slips a Princess Cut diamond on her finger and swears to love her forever. Tonight may be that night, as Stuart has something special planned after 15 months together. But when things don't go as planned and romance crashes down around her, it launches her on a quest, aided by her father, to understand what it means to truly love another person. Will Grace finally discover love, or ruin her chances for happiness forever? We're all familiar with the romantic drama genre, but unfortunately as Christians, a lot of us don't always agree with the way relationships are portrayed in these films. Relationships we see in movies today are often based on physical intimacy or a superficial level of attraction. Very rarely do films today portray a godly model for marriage. Princess Cut is a fascinating film in that regard, as it starts off showing us what a worldly relationship looks like. We see our protagonist, Grace, out in the midst of the dating scene, trying to find the perfect man who will love her for all her life. Unfortunately, things don't always go according to plan in that regard, and the movie centers around Grace trying to understand what true love is. This film was very well done, and I was pleasantly surprised by the production value. The acting wasn't perfect, but it was still very solid. The story made sense and came together in a cohesive manner. The pacing felt spot on to me, and the ending was fulfilling and satisfying. I enjoyed seeing a film like this that presents a godly model for dating and marriage, and its emphasis on boundaries and respect. It reminded me in a lot of ways of another film that released earlier this year, Old Fashioned. I thought Princess Cut did a fantastic job of presenting their worldview without coming off as overly preachy. While the film can fall into predictability at points, I enjoyed it and thought it was very well done. Again, the screenwriting and pacing was well put together, and this movie worked well as a whole. As far as content issues go, this film really doesn't have any major problems to speak of. Obviously, this film is about a girl desiring to pursue a relationship and learning exactly how that works, so some younger children may not be ready or interested in these topics. There were a few other minor thematic elements that go along with relationships and dating, but these were mostly implied more than anything else. We like to go by the Dove Foundation, which approves this movie for ages 12 and up. If you would like to find out more about Princess Cut or be interested in purchasing it, you can visit our website at www.FishFlix.com. Again, this movie will be available on November 3rd, but you can pre-order it today. On our website, we have a vast assortment of Christian films you can learn about or purchase. We have a large collection containing both classics and brand new movies that are just releasing, all at incredibly low prices. Thank you for joining us, and as always, please be sure to stay tuned as we bring you more reviews every week on the FishFlix.com Christian Movie Podcast.